Welcome to our top 15 strongest commanders from OTJ, Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I'm Esmond.
I'm Matt.
And this is a definitive 100%, definitely these guys are the strongest 15 commanders.
Definitely completely
Yeah,
unbiased.
take our word for it. Okay, we're actually compiling all of these commanders from like the main set, the bonus sheets, and the commander decks. So basically just combining everything and finding the strongest ones in our opinion. But these are definitely strong. And we're starting with some of the ones that we have in common. First one is Aret the Beiler.
The Beacons.
And this is basically control magic dot deck.
Control magic.
Right? Everything becomes control magic.
Everything becomes control magic. Of course, there's a condition you need to fill with the whole mana value and nonsense, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's doable.
So I went to research. There are some auras that just enchant a permanent,
Uh-huh.
and then like when that permanent dies, it returns back to the controller. So you enchant a permanent because of Aret, you get it, and then even if it dies, it returns back to the controller, which is quite funny. But otherwise, actually, it's still pretty strong, right? Just enchanting small things, you get 3 drops, random 2 drops.
Random value cards
Yeah.
like Viscera Seer.
And I think an interesting thing is that a backup is that if you want to load up on Aret, like pump her with auras, she herself has lifelink,
No?
which makes it pretty strong.
Emergency.
Right.
Emergency Lapin.
Yeah,
In case they all get angry of you stealing their stuff and they want to teach you a lesson.
exactly. Then they can't because you are in blue, you have counter magic.
You have counter magic.
Oh, and these are in no particular ranked order. These are just like top 15. So Aret is just up
Somewhere.
there. Yes, up there. But moving on, the next one we have is Felix. Felix 5 boots.
We have a very good track record with trigger doublers. Ishin is strong, Yarok is strong.
And this guy has menace and ward
This
2.
guy has menace and
ward
ward.
2. But yeah, doubling triggers always strong.
Always strong.
Nothing new though.
Nothing new, but very abusable. We already know how to make this kind of deck.
Interesting that it's in Sultai colors, I think. But
Maybe not so. Sulta is very value obsessed, right? Value.
it's like a Yarok.
Like a Yarok.
Okay, so yeah, strong. Double with triggers. Next one, we have GRed. Another thing that kind of doubles
Kind of.
because you make tokens that are copies of tokens. And I think this is interesting. It's strong because it's a 3-drop
Yes.
with haste.
The 3-drop and the haste
Yes.
makes it very strong. So GRed himself has the ability to populate your stuff.
So all you need to do is basically set up something that makes a token,
Yep.
right? Maybe
Bramble Sovereign.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
And then you play GRed, and then you can tap GRed, make a copy of a treasure, make a copy of the goblin, and yeah,
Why think so small? Yeah, Naya colors, think big. Okay, so
giant Adderfitch.
Ashaya and Avenger of Zendikar.
Okay, but you only can tap non-token creatures.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you tap Ashaya and Avenger of Zendikar to copy your plants, and then since the plants are also forest, then the plants come in, then they pump the other plants, and then
Right, yes. Very strong.
very strong.
Okay, Naya, GRed. The fourth one that we had in common is Kbal, Profiteering Mir.
Kbal is so sick.
I mean, the first paragraph where you get copy of your opponent's tokens, I think it's just bonus.
That one's just bonus.
Bonus value.
If your opponent casts a Dockside Extortionist, then you haha them.
Yeah, just get all the same treasures. But the second paragraph is where you can really like kill people, right?
Yep. Especially since White and Black, they do a lot of token generation already. Like Smothering Tithe is a staple, you make treasures.
Yeah.
Then Black Market Connections, you get all your tokens.
It's okay. So the one thing that makes it less broken is that it says 1 or more.
Yeah.
So it's not for each token.
Yeah,
So you have
each
to
event you only want.
a lot of instances of making token, but it can also happen on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
So if you make tokens on your opponent's turn, you still get the value. Yep. Drain people to death. All right. So we're gonna move on to number 5, Kellen the Kid. So this is the band commander flying lifelink 3/3 for 3 mana.
For 3 mana.
That's just
I feel like stat lines nowadays are very aggressive.
I mean, the combination of keywords, the cost, but then you still get this like, reminds me of the Kodama of the West tree or something.
One of the cardinal
One of
direction
the,
trees.
yeah, so like you cast a spell, this one casts a spell from anywhere other than your hand.
So
then you
plot
get
counts.
plot counts. So basically you cast a spell from outside your hand, you get to cast another spell from your hand for free. But if you don't, you can just put a land down.
Yep.
So either way you get a permanent on the board.
But I suppose then the weakness would be you really need a draw source because you can see that you run out of cards very quickly. So it's either you need to craft your hand a lot or you need to craft your deck list a lot.
Then again, he's in blue.
Yep.
So-
So you do that a lot anyway. Plotting.
Yes.
Plotting.
Next, let's move on to Aku.
I honestly haven't figured out how to abuse it yet, but all the years of playing Prosh have taught me that if you can sack creatures for a benefit, it's probably strong.
Again, 4 mana, 5/5 flying trample.
Flample.
So sack 3 creatures and then put something.
Sack 3 kobolds, put a Grave Titan,
Yes.
I'll do it any day.
So again, a bit of setup needed.
Yep.
You just generate some useless
Crap.
things to sacrifice. Next up, we have loot. The key to everything.
I love this guy, he's so cute.
I mean, this is, if you've read the story, this is like the ending of it.
He's the literal key to everything.
Literally the key to everything. He has the omen paths all in his brain.
Brilliant.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you exile the top X cards, where X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. So it doesn't count lands, and it doesn't count loot himself. But as long as you have like a soul ring,
Yeah.
arcane signet,
It's the kind of thing that
yeah.
you would be. I think it's a good deck building exercise. Yeah, you would be arranging the number of card types in your deck.
yeah, and you can go up to so many. There's so many card types now. You have battles. You have, I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's battles. Siege of Ergamon.
Are there like 7 different card types now? I don't know.
If you count tribal, I think there's 9.
Yeah. So let's go on to Vraska. New Vraska, no longer Planeswalker.
No longer Planeswalker. I think Vraska has a great deal of potential. Like, of course, you need to supplement with a lot of your own removal, but as long as you do, you can grab all of your opponent's best ETB triggers. And the hidden thing that might not have been noticed is that Vraska also deprives your opponent of graveyard synergies.
Ah.
Yeah, because like all their things that they want to go to graveyard, just steal it.
That's true. As long as you leave up that 1 mana.
Yep.
When it dies, you just pay it,
Yep.
and then you get it. As
Then
a
you can
treasure.
deny all their synergies, and then you get some sick effects.
And then again, it's a 3 mana, 3/3 Death Touch.
Yep.
It's just disgusting.
Death Touch is kind of disgusting.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next one. It's one of the face commanders, Olivia, Opulent Outlaw, 4 mana, 3/3 flying lifelink. And whenever one or more outlaws use combat damage to your player, you get a treasure. So Outlaws is this new party mechanic
Kind of.
for
Yeah.
assassins, mercs, pirates, rogues, and warlocks. And I honestly like it.
I do like it.
Yeah, party
I-
was one of my favorite things from
I like
CLB.
that there's a broader definition of creature types
Yeah.
now that is not exactly creature
Exactly.
types. Yeah, so it's a lot broader.
Yeah, so the deck building restraint is slightly wider, but
Yeah.
it's still constrained.
Yep.
And then Olivia, for 3 mana, you can sack 2 treasures and pump up your whole team. Put 2+1 counters on all your creatures. So the fact that it has flying and lifelink, I think, already triggers the second part. So you're definitely getting treasures once Olivia is out.
Yep.
And then you can just abuse those treasures however you like.
Yeah, and I think what makes it so broad is that there are treasures which is just mana, right?
Exactly.
So you can do anything.
Literally
you want
getting
with
free
it.
mana.
Yeah, so you can use the mana to cast other stuff, or
Yeah.
you can have artifact synergies, or you can just go all in on Olivia's ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, the possibilities is really broad.
So treasures are broken.
Treasures are broken.
Yeah, full stop. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about Layla, the
Layla's
Izzet
really-
commander.
I like all of the Izzet cards. I like that all of them are pew, 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 pew,
Pew,
pew,
pew,
pew.
pew, pew. But not really guns.
Layla needs a bit more setup than the actual Izzet commander in the commander sets, but she does pretty much the same thing. As long as you're casting multicolored instant sorcery spells, which will be Izzet colored, then you'll be plotting them for later. So you can set up one really big turn, give Layla some evasion with, I don't know, Aquarius form or something, then she'll be hitting for 1 million.
Yeah. I like how it's kind of like Voltron, but not
Yeah.
really.
Izzet
Yeah,
Voltron.
Izzet Voltron.
Izzet Voltron.
And the thing is that when you cast these multicolored instant sorceries, you just get value out of it and cast it again.
You're already getting the double cast on them.
Yeah. So you can double prowess with 1 spell. So yeah, I think really strong, but a bit glass cannon-y.
Yep.
Because it's,
As long as
Voltron.
if Layla dies, then
Yeah.
you're kind of out.
Yeah. Okay. This one is a returning character, Riku of many paths.
Riku. Bulletpoint Tribal.
Yes. Wow.
I love it. Bulletpoint Tribal. If you ever thought that 99 cards was a deck building restriction, how about 297 cards?
Whenever you cast a modal spell, you can either choose like 1 or 2, maybe sometimes 3 modes, right?
Yep.
But as long as you choose 1, then you get to choose another one of Riku's modes.
Yep.
And one of them is actually just exile top card and then you can play it.
And if that one happens to be a Modo spell,
Exactly. So once again, card advantage built into the commander. Or if you need like a bird to chump block, you get a bird.
Yep.
Or if you need to pump your thing to give it trample, just swing for commander damage. So it's super flexible.
It is the most flexible commander I think we've ever seen.
Like flexible dot deck.
Bulletpoint Tribal.
Yes, Bulletpoint Tribal. And once again, it has blue, so protects
Counter
itself.
magic.
Yeah.
Mystic Confluence.
But let's move on to another one that has blue. It is Obeka. So this one actually, I don't think it's super strong.
I must admit, I also haven't figured out the actual breaking method yet,
Yeah.
but I feel like the potential is there.
Definitely ways to. Additional upkeep is just so strong.
I've played with upkeeps long
Yeah.
enough to know that there's something there.
Yes.
I'm just not sure what it is. But I do want to point out that I'm very aware of the joke where you just put in mana creep. Mana
creep,
vault.
Mana vault. Both
Yeah.
at what? Both work, right?
Yeah, and then you just kill yourself.
Yes. So the thing that's really kind of stopping me from saying this is super strong is that it has to deal combat damage.
Yep, that's fair. And Obeka doesn't have much evasion besides Menace, which in Commander Menace is just a mild hindrance.
And it's only a 2/5.
So you need to do some work.
Yeah. You have to set up as well like additional upkeep triggers.
Yep.
But if you do get...
Which you should know, right?
Yeah, basically...
From your time playing Doctor Who.
I mean, basically doubling stuff. Oh yeah, maybe this is a suspend deck.
This is the hidden suspend deck.
Let's move on to one that does not have blue.
Damn.
It's Tai Wakin, the perfect
The
shot.
headshot commander. I like how all of the commanders you put in your strong list are on my fun list.
Oh! Yeah, so we're going to do a fun one as well after this. But yeah, Tai Wakin, the perfect shot.
I really like this headshot mechanic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So you basically deal non-combat damage to a... Oh, not even an opponent's creature, a creature equal
creature.
to that creature's
Yeah.
toughness. You draw a card.
I love the flavor here. So it's like if you do the headshot, you get the bounty, but
Exactly.
you don't need to get the headshot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if your opponent like somehow pumps or something to protect their creature, you can just tap Tai Wakin,
Yep.
pay that
and
mana, and
double
then,
your shot.
well, kind of double.
Kind of double
That
the
much
shot.
plus X.
Yep.
Yeah. So once again, I think just having card draw on the commander.
In
is strong.
Boros.
In Boros, it's a 2-drop, 2 mana, 2/3. And yeah, you can just lightning bolt dot deck.
Yeah. Headshot!
Headshot. Okay, I think this was your strongest pick, Stella Lee.
Yes. During spoiler night, we looked at the 4 precon commanders, and I think bar none, my playgroup agrees that Stella is the strongest commander among all the precons. It's so easy for Stella to go infinite. All you need is an untapper. After you get past the 3, which is easy to do in the cantrip deck anyway,
Yep.
you put dramatic reversal or something on an isoconstructor, just untap Stella, and then with payoff there like gutter snipe or something, you can go infinite and then you and just storm.
Yeah. So, with my insider knowledge, I can confirm that this commander is pretty strong. It's basically you just run cantrips,
Yeah.
you run pingers, and with some mana generation. Yeah. Copying spells. Once again, it's a theme here. I love copying things. Right?
And
like-
everything we've mentioned has been related to doubling.
Copying, doubling things.
Two better than one, who knew?
Yeah.
Very
And
easy.
Stella Lee, the first paragraph is built in, card filtering basically. So yeah, really strong. I agree. Okay, and our 15th and final one is also a face commander. It is Yuma. Proud Protector. And I think this doesn't seem like much.
Desert Man.
Like it's an 8 mana 6/6. There is built-in cost reduction, but you have to set it up with lands in your graveyard.
But we all know that it's secretly a 3 mana 6/6.
Yes. And once again, it's strong because there's built-in card draw.
Yep.
ETB or attacks, you sack a land to draw a card. And then when the desert goes into your graveyard, you get a 4/2 plant warrior with reach, which is relevant.
Which,
I think there's just insane value built into the commander.
and especially since OTJ is introducing something like 14 new
Yes,
deserts.
so many more deserts.
Yeah, now you can just play all deserts.
Yes.
Like with Amonkhet and HOU, like if you thought that wasn't enough deserts, now you have even more deserts.
And Hazezon.
And Hazezon.
But yeah, so I think this Naya deck is actually more interesting than most Naya decks. This one has a kind of a land graveyard token theme.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of sub-themes in this.
Yeah, it's space we don't usually see.
Yeah. So I like it a lot. I've also seen what it can do. Ish. So
Stay
yeah,
tuned for the
pretty
1 o'clock news.
But yeah, that wraps up our top 15 strongest commanders. Objectively, definitely the strongest.
Definitively.
Don't doubt us at all.
Completely zero bias.
Yes, but do leave a comment. What do you think are your top commanders? Let us know anything we got wrong or we should have added to the list. And if you enjoy this kind of content, let us know as well.
I can already smell all the people in the comments. Tiny bones, tiny bones, where's tiny bones?
It's a 1 mana, 1 1.
Who wouldn't play a 1-1-1-1?
Alright, thanks for watching. See you all next time.